Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Today's lesson, we're going to talk about the doctrine of Balaam. And it's very interesting, this doctrine of Balaam. We're going to come from a couple of scriptures. We're going to go to the source of this doctrine, which is in the book of Numbers. And so we're going to take a moment and read from there. Let's go to Numbers chapter 22. And we're going to start at verse, I'm thinking 5, maybe the verse we'll start at. Deborah, I'm going to have you start reading verse 5 through 10.
He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam, the son of Beor, Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom thou blessed is blessed, and he whom thou curseth is cursed. The elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with rewards of divination in their hand, and they came unto Balaam, and spake unto him the words of Balak. And he said unto them, Lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as Yah shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And Yah came unto Balaam and said, What men are these with thee? And Balaam said unto Yah, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, hath sent unto me, saying,
Keep going.
Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them. Peradventure I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out.
Okay. Now, I'm going to read verse 12 here. And this is what it says. It says, And Yah said unto Balaam, Thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed. And Balaam arose in the morning and said unto the princes of Balak, Get you into your land, for the master, or for Yahweh, refuseth to give me leave to go with you. And the prince of Moab rose up and went unto Balak and said, Balaam refuseth to come with us. Okay. Now, to make a long story short, Balaam did ended up going up because he kept entreating Yah about going up to cast his curse because of the money. They had gifts for him, and he was like, oh, man, it'd be nice if I can get this money. So if I could just go up and do this, Yah, I could get this money. So Yah told, okay, well, go up then. And guess what? He went up, and Yah had an angel waiting there for him. So we got to be careful when the Most High give us a word and he tells us don't do something, and then we go and we do it after he told us not to. Now, there's sometimes where the Most High will say, like he told Isaac, he told him to, not Isaac, he told Abraham to what? Sacrifice the boy. And then later he came and told him, oh, steal your hand. Don't sacrifice the boy. So sometimes the Most High will do that. But in this case, the Most High put an angel there, or a messenger there for you Hebrews to say what? If you go one step further, he gonna kill you. Now, I brought up this story for a reason, okay? It's important that we understand what this is about here, okay? Now, I want you to think about what I'm saying here. Think about it carefully, okay? This person that wanted to curse the children of Israel, what happened? He looked out and he saw the people. He saw how blessed they were. He saw how strong they were. He saw all the blessings on them, and he got jealous. Isn't that amazing? He got jealous, and when he saw it, he said, okay, I need go and get Balaam to come and curse these blessed people here because they are just growing and growing and getting blessed and blessed and blessed. And my question to you, Balak, is what is it to you? If you king of your area and you got your thing going on, why do you feel like you got to put a curse on those that's blessed? And that's where jealousy come in. See, jealousy is behind a lot of this backbiting and stabbing and stumbling blocks that people try to lay.
Y'all call it hating nowadays.
Yeah, that's right. People call it hating. You know, they hating on somebody nowadays, okay? Now, I got one more scripture I want to read real quickly, and then we're going to dive into this whole thing, okay? This scripture is in Revelations chapter 2. And it's verse 14. Yeah, you can read it.
But I have a few things against thee, because thou hast there them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication. Okay,
now let's get into this thing here, okay? Because now we're looking at a new one of the assemblies that's after the time of Yahshua that has the Ruach at this assembly in the people. Here they are with the Ruach, right? And the Ruach, which is the set apart spirit, okay? And yet they had the doctrine of Balaam there. Casting stumbling blocks in the way of Yah's people. Now, that's something to be thought about, okay? Because the scripture tells us we got to be careful. As people of Yah, we got to be careful. We don't want to put no hindrances in the way of our brethren out here to cast stumbling blocks in front of them or to stop them. And some of us do it out of jealousy, envy. You know, some of us just do it out of they hating. You know, it's just plain hating. You know, so I mean, let's think about this thing. You know, people got to understand this one thing here. Okay, I'm gonna say this. There are many things that Yah is doing with many people. Okay? And they're different things. Okay? You may look over here and see this brother doing something, and they may be growing or whatever, and somebody may come over and inquire you and say, what about this over here? What they doing over here seem to be amazing something. You look over there and you I don't get that. I just don't get it. If Yah blessing the brother, pray for him. Now, he might not understand something, okay? Everybody ain't gonna see everything eye to eye. There's a puzzle, and everybody don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. Some people have different pieces. Sometimes you gotta just pray and wait and seek the Most High, and then maybe the Most High will give you an understanding on what this brother is talking about over here. And so instead of judging him and saying he's all off or whatever, then you need to sit back and say, no, I'm gonna sit back and wait and let me study this a little more and let me dig into it a little more instead of judging the brother or throwing stumbling blocks so can't nobody get over there to the brother. You see somebody say, you know what? I think I'm gonna go over there. Hear you throwing bricks over there, bam, 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 bam. You know, he throwing blocks all in his way. He tripping on his way on over there. So basically, we got to understand what that means. You know, we can't be that way. You know, so we got to keep all of these things in mind. You know, Yah want us to be a certain way. He want us to be able to have a certain mindset when it comes to dealing with our own brethren. They're your brethren. They're not the enemy.
That's right.
You know, they're your brethren.
And, you know, it kind of reminds me of how I hear a lot of pastors and preachers and, you know, ministers say things like my ministry, my word, my members, my church. Isn't it the Most High's church?
On spiritual gain.
Yes. Isn't it the Most High's church?
Yeah.
Aren't they his sheep?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you get to say my members and and my church and all of this, that's exactly what it is.
That's what it
It's
is.
your ministry, your business, because that's what a lot of these churches are, businesses. It's your word, and
That's
it has
right.
nothing to do with the Most High, because you see the people of the Most High as merchandise, and because you see them as merchandise, you want to keep them under your umbrella.
That's right.
And not under the umbrella of the Most High. And so therefore, if you feel like your empire, your church empire is being threatened because one of your members may say, I heard this brother say that the Most High is going to do this, that, or the other, and because you're speaking of it in a positive light, that makes your shepherd or your leader
That's
get a little
right.
nervous. Oh, he's listening to this person over here. So you got to cast a stumbling block by saying, oh, did you notice that these people over here are doing this or doing that? You shouldn't be listening to them over here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You can find truth anywhere.
that's right.
Okay, now I do agree that when someone is new
Yeah.
in the word or someone is new in the truth or whatever, that they shouldn't eat from every table because some things can get you sick. You
That's
can
right.
eat some things that'll make you sick.
That's
okay?
right.
And the reason why I know this is because I want to address this because we're talking about this. Something came to mind. There are a lot of Israelites who came into the truth believing in Yahshua.
Right.
They came into this truth believing in the Son of the Most High. Okay? But now, because they sat at the wrong table to begin with, now all of a sudden they don't believe he ever existed. They believe that is a lie from the white man. Okay? Some
That's
of their
right.
teachers have convinced them that it's the whole New Testament is a farce, rather than to believe that there's just some mistranslations and some leaven that's been added to the scripture. They rather throw the whole thing out.
That's right.
And so when you have situations like that where you have a teacher that's not feeding the flock but has their own agenda, I can understand you not wanting your people to eat
That's
from
right.
that table.
From that
okay?
table. That's right.
But when you have someone who you can honestly say haven't said one word that would lead someone astray, but yet you're warning your people not to listen to them.
Yeah.
Your people,
Yeah.
your people,
Yeah.
you're warning your people. So I guess they're not the Most High's people.
See, one thing they got to look at is this here too. What happened to just telling people to follow the Spirit?
Thank you.
Follow the set apart Spirit. Seek the Spirit. Seek truth. You can't go wrong. You see, but we're trying to get everybody. Hey, you know what? If it ain't coming from our organization, then it's wicked. It's not of Yah if it's not coming through our organization. So they see somebody over here maybe healing and doing miracles and maybe preaching the truth, know the truth about the name and who his people is, and they may be doing all this stuff, and you look over there and say, because they ain't of us, they of the devil. Don't that sound crazy?
It sounds very crazy because there are some Israelite organizations
Yeah.
that if you're not a part of their camp, then you don't have nothing. So
Exactly.
So you mean to tell me, since the foundation of this earth, thousands and thousands of years have gone by.
Exactly.
And the Most High was waiting for this one group to spring up in the 2000s. He was waiting for your group, your camp to come up
Yeah.
out of the darkness that this world is set forth. He's waiting for y'all just to bring the truth out. And it's only going to come through this group over in this town.
Yeah.
That's the only place the truth is. Now the Most High said, I got 7,000 who haven't, back in that time, that haven't bowed to the image of Baal.
Yep.
So don't think that the truth is only coming out of one camp.
Yep. Now I got a scripture for you. Okay, I got a scripture for you. Okay, go to Mark chapter 9 and look at this scripture here. Okay, it's Mark chapter 9, and this is going to be I'm going to start at verse 38, and this is what it says. And John answered him, talking about the Messiah, saying, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name, and he followeth not us. And we forbade him because he followeth not us. And Yahshua said, Forbid him not. For there is no man which shall do a miracle in my name that can lightly speak evil of me. For he that is not against us is on our part. Did you hear that? My goodness. So where are we getting these doctrines from? I tell you what's going on. That's what happens when you start looking at the people of Yah like they're dollar signs. You done made merchandise of the people, and now you're trying to hoard them all into your camp because you think that they're like dollar signs. You know, you see all these dollars on their head, you know, and they're not. They're not money. They're souls. They people, and they're not yours. They're Yah's up there. Okay, so you better be careful what you're doing here, because Yah strict every last one of them from you. He'll take every last one of them from you. You understand me? Because I know what he can do. So we better humble ourselves and let Yah do what he wants to do, because he going to do some things out here with other people, other organizations, things, because everybody, like I said, everybody don't have the full puzzle. Okay? But he may have somebody over here that may have a specific skill to do a specific type of teaching for people that you might not be doing. You understand? And that's his way of saying, you know what? It's almost like when you're putting together a cake. You know, I'm sitting here, I may have 2 eggs. That's all I got. I got the 2 eggs. The other brother over here, he may have a flour. The other one over here, she may have his sister. Yeah, a sister. She may have some milk. You know what I'm saying? This person over here may have something else. You get what I'm saying? And then one person put it in the bowl. He said, man, you know, it ain't really working. You know, people can receive it, but it needs a little sugar, you know? And this, put a little milk in here and put a little this in there. So people are gathering truth from all types of different sources. You understand me? And once they get enough truth, they begin to grow more and more and more and more. Okay? Everybody's ministry is not the same. You understand me? I have a specific gift. Okay? We have a specific gift. My wife has a specific gift. You understand me? Those at other camps may have a specific gift, okay? You may have some big organization, and you may have some big assembly that you're dealing with. That may be your platform. If that's a platform that Yah is giving you, be blessed in that platform. This other person, he may be out on the street corners. That's his platform. You get what I'm saying? Another person may be on the camera. Another person may be somewhere else. One may be an evangelist going from church to churches. You get what I'm saying? Everybody have different positions, different places, different things that they doing in Yah. Yeah. You understand? And that's what we got to get. We got to quit hating on people. Yep. You know, quit pulling that, throwing them stumbling blocks now.
Yeah. One thing I thought about too, a true shepherd, when you really think about it, is going to prepare the sheep for just being more than in the pasture.
That's right.
A true shepherd will tell his people what the word says, which is study to show yourselves approved unto
That's
God.
Right.
Okay? And that we all have to work out our own soul salvation with fear and trembling.
That's right.
Because none of us can get to the Father through our pastor.
That's right.
We have to get to the Father for ourselves. We have to have our own relationship with the Father. What I mean by that is when you have a shepherd who says that the Most High won't hear your prayers, you got to come to me and I have to pray for you. This is a person who's trying to cut you off from the Father.
Yeah.
That shepherd needs to prepare those sheep to know how to pray, know how to fast, know how to reach the Most High for themselves, and know how to get an understanding for themselves.
That's right.
That's what a shepherd should be doing.
That's
Otherwise,
right.
he's doing you a disservice.
Doing you a disservice. That's right. So all this hating and stuff, you know, just like Deborah said here, you know, he's doing you a disservice if you don't teach these sheep how to follow the master. Then I'm sorry, those sheep just ain't gonna make it in this time, because there's wolves everywhere. There's wolves everywhere. Wolves in sheep's clothing. Matter of fact, there's so many wolves out there. And some of the wolves are going around saying, "Hey, Christ is over here, and Christ is over here. Hey, you come over here. You know, Christ is over here." It's so much darkness. It's wolves everywhere out here. You see, so you got to teach your sheep so that they know what they dealing with.
Teach them how to put on the whole armor of God.
Yeah, exactly.
Be able to stand. Of the devil.
That's right. And teach them so that they'll understand the gifts of the Spirit, the spirit of discernment. Because we have the spirit of discernment. Most High has given us the spirit of discernment so we can just see right through things, see right through people even. We can sense it. We can see it. You understand? And when the Most High give you the spirit of discernment, you can go around somebody and right away your eyes will become open to that person, and you'll see what's going on with that person. Well, y'all's people need that spirit of
We
discernment.
definitely do. We need that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Sometimes people can come around you, and you don't have to start looking at people like that.
Nope.
When you have the spirit of discernment, you can sit right there and you can allow these people to play out and act out whatever
That's
it
right.
is they're going to act out.
That's right.
And you still maintain that spirit of discernment while
Yep.
you entertain them until they move on.
Yep.
Okay, you don't have to act a certain way like I see you. Just keep that discernment.
Yeah, it kind of
And
be
act
like
accordingly.
kind of be like that monkey image. You know how that monkey be sitting back with
Yeah,
it?
he's like, yeah. I know you're lying, but continue.
Yeah, you know, I may put it on the screen so you see the fella. But basically, you know, you just sit there and you look and say, okay, I see what's going on. Well, the Most High, He give you the spirit of discernment. You'll be able to spot a wolf. You know what I mean? Wolf come along, you know, he be sitting up there talking to you all this good stuff
And
and everything. He look just like a sheep. And all of a sudden, that big wolf tail come out from under his garment. You like, whoa, it's a doggone tail over here. It's a wolf. Yeah. Most High wants you to see that kind of stuff. Let me tell you something. On the internet, there's so many teachings going forth. You have got to know how to follow the Ruach. Be led of the Spirit when it comes to seeking and praying and seeking truth. Okay, it's just so many doctrines. If you ain't following the Ruach, I guarantee you, there's not a minister out there that can guide you in the right direction like the Ruach can. You understand me?
That's right.
So if you follow the Ruach, you can't go wrong. I hadn't had a pastor in how many years?
I would say about 17 years.
17 years.
Places here and there, but we
Yeah.
haven't joined.
I haven't
any
sat under a pastor in over a good 17 years. Okay? And from 17 years through the Ruach, the Ruach taught me and guided me to where I am right now. Okay? The Ruach, you understand? He will lead and guide you into all truth.
That's right.
You see? Forget this man's wisdom stuff, all this fancy cliches and stuff people are saying, all this, some of the stuff ain't even in the scriptures. Yeah, trying to sound all philosophical. So forget all that stuff. Just let the Ruach teach you and show you the truth.
You know, it's amazing. Sometimes we put more value on how a person says something versus what they're saying.
Exactly.
I don't care how articulate you are. I don't know how many Hebrew words you can chant out of your mouth.
That's right.
If you'll just be talking loud and saying nothing if you're not being led of the Spirit of the Most High.
That's right.
You know, we have to definitely be wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
That's right.
But when it comes to the truth, it doesn't matter how articulate a person is or how fancy their words are. You know, you have to make sure that you can discern what is being said versus how it's being said.
That's
And
right.
I brought that up because, you know, we had a Gentile say to us that you all don't even know how to speak the English language properly. You know, but I know Hebrew. And I said, oh, really? So the Father is so impressed by you, Gentile, that you know the Hebrew language. He's so impressed that he's saying, oh, because this child knows Hebrew, I'm going to bring her into my kingdom. She is so precious to me. Did you see how that sounds?
It's
The Most High
so
don't
backwards.
care. He don't care about our
Yeah.
speech and how well we say something.
I think
It
Israelites-
counts what you say and if you're feeding his sheep, okay?
Yeah.
Well, Israelites that fell dead in the Bible days in the wilderness spoke Hebrew too, lady.
That's right. Not only that, the Jews over there that's in Israel right now, they speak
Yeah.
Hebrew.
Exactly.
And we know they're what? The synagogue of Satan.
Yeah, so the Most High is not impressed with your language or your speech.
That's right.
Or your how articulate you are, or how you command the English language. He's
That's
not
right.
impressed by that at all.
Don't the scripture say with fair speech
Yeah.
that these wolves deceive
cause
the heart?
you to yield.
Yeah, deceive the heart of the simple.
The simple-minded, that's right,
Simple-minded, that's right.
There's a lot of simple people, y'all.
That's right.
Okay. Another point that I wanted to bring up too is, you know, the scripture in Mark 3:25, it says, a house divided against itself cannot stand, okay? And I know that's a little bit kind of off the subject of the fair speech and all of that, but I wanted to talk about how our people are so divided to where we are tossed to and fro
Yeah.
with several winds of doctrine. You have this doctrine over here, that doctrine over there. You know, like we started off talking about the doctrine of Balaam, whereas people are casting stumbling blocks, okay? So with us being a house divided with all these different doctrines, some people are giving heed to doctrines of devils and seducing spirits and all this different stuff. We, Israel, are the house divided. That's what the scripture is talking about. We are the house that is divided against itself, and that's why we are not standing.
You know what?
In our present state, we cannot stand.
Cannot stand. You know, it reminds me of this here. I want you to think about what I'm about to tell you here, right? Let's say the house, or let's say the body of Yehoshua. Okay, that's what I want to deal with. Let's say the body of Yehoshua. That's those that are the remnant that is regrafted in, and those are supposed to be grafted in, or whatever. Okay, the body of Yehoshua, right? Let's say that it's a car, right? And it's full of gas, and it's driving down the street, right? Okay, and let's say the vehicle is just moving just fine, right? But let's say that one of the members of the vehicle looks over at the other side of the vehicle and see how well the tire is rolling, the left tire, and he says, you know what? That doggone left tire, look how well it's rolling. You know what? Something got to be wrong with him. So I'm going to lean out the car and just, pow! You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The other one look over here, he see the engine just boom, 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 engine just moving, and he look over there at the engine, the car just moving fast. He leans out the car, yank the hood up, and just start pulling the spark plugs out of it, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that is so crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I see going on in the body of Yehoshua.
Or use your own body, for instance.
Yeah.
The right
Yeah,
arm.
you looking at your hand and you getting up,
the left arm.
smatter with you, you know, smacking your hand and stuff. You know, smacking your head, you know, stabbing your leg and stuff. You know, this leg, I don't like the way it's walking. You know,
one of your
like,
eyes
come
is more
on.
wide open than the other, and you just taking a stab to.
Yeah.
Get your own eye out because the other one is more wide open. That's my son.
Yeah, you know.
Or this ear think this one is hearing more than he is.
Yeah.
You take a pencil and just
jab and ram, you know? I mean, come on now, this stuff is crazy. It sounds crazy.
A house divided against
exactly.
itself cannot stand.
Cannot stand.
For an example.
Yeah.
What if the back door hated the front door?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It started kicking it in.
Or the back door say, you know what, I'm gonna let thieves in here. So
they can go.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
or you go to walk up the stairs and they smooth out so you slide right back down. It's like the house is just divided. It's just everything gonna come caving down.
It's gonna come caving. It ain't gonna
hate the floor.
Exactly. It don't make sense.
It all sounds so chaotic, don't it?
Yeah.
That's black people.
Yeah.
That's our people, so-called black people, the Israelites.
Yeah.
We divided against ourselves.
Hating. All this jealousy and hating and all of this stuff, it just makes me sick sometimes, you know?
I want to reference some of the comments that I got on a video I put up the other day.
Okay.
One brother said he went to his family's house and he was talking to them about this poor 12-year-old brother that got shot down. And his family got so upset at him that they told him to get out. Get up out of here. Why are you even focusing on that? Why are you even talking about this? And a sister said that her family got upset at her for talking about the Mike Brown stuff. Like, what are you talking about that for? That's that insignificant Negro over there. That's their problem. Let his parents deal with that.
But guess what? When the stuff keep boiling down and stuff keep happening more and more, and then it spread over to your turf, then it's gonna be your problem. See, and see that's what the problem is. See,
because
we want
to so divided.
Yeah, we so divided. We don't look at it like it's a part of us. Now, I get it. Okay. I understand that Yah is pouring out his wrath and he's using wicked people to pour his wrath out on his people because his people were disobedient. We understand that.
Yes, we do.
I mean, that's completely understandable. But let me tell you something. If I had a brother, okay, and he's my brother, okay, and my brother did something bad and my daddy got the belt and whooped the heck out of him, right? I'm going to sit there and be like, oh, man. I'm going to feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I'm not going to want to do what he did so I can get the whooping too. Of course, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm going to look over there at him and say, oh, man.
Here's another good example. We have, just say 2 of our children, they're out playing, and one of them decides they're going to do something we told them not to do.
That's right.
Just say one of them goes in the pond and
Yeah, forbid.
yeah, I forbid. I'm not gonna say nothing horrible. I'm just gonna say a fish bit their toe and it started to swell up and get infected or something.
Right.
I don't expect the sibling that saw them disobey us to say, "See, that's why your toe swelling up, and they're gonna have to cut it off now."
Yeah.
You know, I don't expect that sibling to be so heartless toward the other one to where they don't care that they got to get the toe cut off now because it's infected because they disobeyed our instructions.
Exactly.
Or if one of the children are playing on the stairs or something, and they fall and they break their ankle or something.
That's right.
I don't expect the other children to say, "See, you broke the laws and commandments. That's why your ankle broke."
That's why that's going on.
Because you did what you weren't supposed to. I expect them to have compassion. Like
Now it's good. It's good to let them know, hey, that's why this happened to you because you disobeyed Yah. But don't take that as an occasion for you to feel all high and mighty. You know, it happened. That's why. You know, right there. You know.
I have a good example right here in our house. Okay, Rebecca and Hannah. Sometimes they be at each other. Okay, they be getting on each other's nerves, and sometimes they get upset at each other. But let me tell you something. When Hannah hurt her finger on the swimming pool that last year, and she was screaming and crying, and I picked her up and I carried her in the house. Guess who was right behind me, just so worried? Rebecca. Rebecca was right there behind me, like, is she okay? You know what I'm saying? Even though her and Hannah get at each other sometimes, Rebecca was concerned about her little baby sister. And that's how the Most High expects us to be. He don't expect us to be so cut off, divided, and so full of hate to where we don't have no compassion for what our people are going through.
Right.
We should look at Tamir Rice like that's one of our children, at Mike Brown like that's one of our children. But some of us are so disconnected to where we can care less what happens to those families.
Now I understand, like one brother was trying to point out that Mike Brown's daddy was a Mason and all that. Okay, we understand. We understand all of those things. See, we're not dumb to the fact that some people are doing bad things that bring judgment upon them and their children or whatever. We understand all that. Just like we understand it's war. I mean, we're pretty much in a battle here. You know, we understand that. But I want to bring out a very good point about something, right? I knew a guy that was in Vietnam some years ago. He was a friend of my sister's, okay, my older sister, okay? And this guy, we sat around talking about the stuff that he was into in Vietnam and the people he seen get killed and all that stuff. And he said he never got comfortable looking at his brothers go down. He never got comfortable. Yeah. He said he's seen so many of them get shot, so many of them get killed, so many of them get blown away or napalmed or whatever. He said to the point he said, man, I never got comfortable with it. Yeah. Can you imagine him saying, well, you know what, dude?
This is war.
Yeah, it's war that we in. Of course it is. You know?
Did you lose your compassion?
No, we still supposed to sit here and look at things and say, yeah, that is. But hey, we are supposed to have a warrior mentality and be strong about it all and keep that strength and keep strong. But at the same time, don't forget that's your brother that just got shot down. That's your sister that just got beat up and killed, and that's your cousin. These are your kinfolk. You understand? So, and I understand. I know some of you out there. Well, you know what? The scripture says, this is my mother, my brother, my sister, him that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven. I understand that too, brothers. We understand all of that. But they still are no doubt our kin according to the flesh, right? Yeah. Now, let me say something to you, okay? I have family members that don't believe the stuff that I believe, okay? They're totally against it, no doubt, okay? Totally against it or whatever. Something happened to one of them, I'm gonna be upset. I'm not gonna like it. If some dude come riding down the street and just run them over, or some crazy, God forbid, something crazy happened to one of them, I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna be upset that it happened to him, and I'm gonna look up to heaven and I'm gonna say, I understand, Father, that you let this happen to him. You know, I understand it, Father, but I'm gonna still probably say, yeah, have mercy on him. Don't let him die. Bless him, Father, that this can maybe change him or something. I'm gonna still be praying for my people. You know, that's just how it is. You know. But I think that I don't know. I think sometimes knowledge puffs up and we get our heads just get really big, and we just think that we don't have to we get this knowledge about y'all judging this people and all that. Yeah, you know. But the scripture, don't scripture tell us not to be high-minded?
Yes, it says
Huh?
be high-minded.
Yeah.
You know,
we don't want to get
proud.
we don't want to get cut off because we're high-minded. You know what I'm saying?
Don't let our liberties become a stumbling block to other people.
There go the word again, stumbling block. You see, our liberties become what? A stumbling block to people. Okay? I got some examples too I want to talk to you about. You know, this stumbling block thing has, I kid you, since I moved where I am now, I've come across this stumbling block thing so many times as a minister or a watchman of Yah's word. And I've had opportunities where one time this a guy was a pastor, and he had a radio broadcast. I'm talking about not a blog talk radio, nothing like that. This was an actual radio broadcast, and he wanted, radio station. He wanted me and my wife to come on his radio station and talk about some of the truths that we had at that time, you know. And when this other pastor found out about it, he beelined it to this guy and told him not to do it. Isn't that something?
Don't deal with them.
Don't deal with them.
Of an assembly. They're
Yeah.
church in their home and
Yeah,
blah, blah,
you
blah,
see? But guess what? The Most High ended up opening other opportunities where people had radio talk shows or whatever, and we were able to go on their shows and speak. You see? So I want to say this here. There's a few more examples I have too. But I want you to understand something, that if Yah is behind something, your stumbling blocks ain't going to stop it anyway. But you know what the stumbling blocks are going to do? It's going to reveal to those around that see it what's going on with you. Are you getting that? That's what the stumbling block's going to do. It's going to reveal something about you. Because the person's going to sit there and say, man, that person's blessed over there and you told me not to deal with them. That person, man, I just got really blessed by them, and you tried to stop me, and they're gonna look at you and say, man, what's going on with you? You know, you sure you want to be casting stumbling blocks? Because you'll be casting one right on your own self. You get it? You know? But here's another example. You know, there's a guy I know, and I talk to often about some of these things, and he's a pastor of a church, you know, and he agrees with me on some things and he's against me on other things, but I can tell that he really don't like the idea that I'm teaching and doing these things, you know, because he's a Christian, you know, he's a Christian pastor, okay? But anyway, to make a long story short, there was another gentleman that he talked to, and this gentleman knew so much about our walk. He just knew a lot about our walk, right? So when he went to this dude, he gonna sit there and tell him, oh yeah, man, he teaching this the
black people are the Jews.
The black people are the Jews, and you know this Judaism stuff, you know. And he said, oh yeah. He said, so man, he must have woke up or something, because this brother hadn't seen me in a long time. So when he told the brother came back and he told me what this brother had said. It's kind of funny. But I knew it all along, though, because I got spirit of discernment. I knew he was feeling that way anyway. But it just kind of confirmed it when the other dude came back and told me. But the thing is, the other fella, when he came back and told me, then he looked at the brother who said those things about me, and he said, yeah, man, he just don't understand, man. He just gone, you know. Now, you see what this stumbling block did? It made him look more foolish.
Right.
You get what I'm saying here? Mm-hmm. So when you get to throwing stumbling blocks and you get doing all this stuff, you don't realize you really uncovering your own self here, you know. Mm-hmm. And here's another example too, and this is something we got to understand. People are growing, they're moving, they're doing things according to the way the Spirit is moving in their life. You can't look at that and get jealous. Just handle your business. You get what I'm saying? Handle your own business, you know? But, yeah, be happy for him. There was a brother a long time ago I used to study with, and one time when I was studying with him, I decided to get myself a Hebrew concordance. So this is when they were first coming out with these big giant Hebrew concordance. So I brought one and I started getting into the Hebrew words. And this is some 25 years ago, I started getting into the Hebrew words of the King James Bible. So I was studying and everything, and the Most High he was just opening my eyes to so many different things, what words meant and things like that, you know. And when I went back around that brother, and I started just sharing with him some of the things the Most High was revealing to me, that brother sat back and looked at me like this, and listened to me, and he said, I see now I'm going to have to get me a Hebrew book. I'm going to have to start studying and stuff more because people trying to catch up with me. Exactly. He said that right in my face. And I said, catch up with you? What do you mean by that? You know, this isn't a race like you think. You know, this isn't a race like you think. The race isn't given to the swift, but him that what? Endures. To the end. So basically we gotta put all that stuff aside. It ain't about who this brother he moving faster than me and man this brother here he moving. I got to speed up now. They catching up with me and you know what, dude? Let me tell you something. Yahshua he gave a very good parable when he was talking about the penny. Hey brother work in the field all day long. And he got a penny. And one brother showed up at the last hour and worked only an hour, and he got a penny too. Mm-hmm. And the brother looked at it like it was wicked. And he said, "No, isn't this what you agreed to work for me for this amount of time, and you received your reward that you worked for? And if I decide to give him the same reward for less time, that's my business." Mm-hmm. You know, this is what you agreed to. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we think that, oh man, we got to be the first to uncover this or the first to do this and the first to do that. Just walk in your own gifts that Yah has given you and quit throwing stumbling blocks in front of this brother and that brother over there. You know, this brother on the internet, he may be teaching this, he may be teaching that, or assembly over here. Quit trying to throw stumbling blocks, you know?
You know, one thing I thought about is like the Whited Out series that the Most High has laid upon our hearts to produce. Okay? Right. We've already put out Whited Out 1. It's been out for a while. Right. Okay. And we're working on part 2 and 3. Part 2 is almost done for those of you who are anxiously awaiting. Yeah. But we believe that the Most High gave us the Whited Out series to do. And this is a part of our culture of who we are. In order to identify who we are, we have to uncover what the enemy has done, which has whited out our culture and replaced the indigenous people with another image. Until you understand what has happened in history, you can't understand, or you won't believe us when we say we're the Israelites. We are the true Israelites. Even though that truth is coming forth more and more, the Most High used this Whited Out series to help our people to identify who they are. Okay, I had someone tell me that they had a choice of sending Whited Out and another DVD to one of their relatives, and they were told don't send Whited Out because it's a little bit too over the top. And I was a little bit taken back by that because I said, how is it over the top? We're only revealing the truth. Okay, we are revealing the truth of what has happened in this world. And why is Whited Out a problem in terms of revealing the truth to someone? We've had people from all over the world contacting us and telling us that they've been using this to give to their relatives, what a blessing it has been. And one couple in particular, I don't know if the young lady's going to see this, but she was into the truth like a year, and her husband was still a Christian, okay? And she said after viewing Whited Out, they were actually at odds with each other because of this, because he was a Christian and she was in the truth. They were kind of at odds with each other. But when she showed him Whited Out, she said that was all that was needed to bring him over to the truth. So we had a chance to speak with both of them, the husband and the wife. You know, so the Most High has used Whited Out to bless a lot of people. Yeah. And for someone to believe that it's over the top, I'm really not understanding how the truth is over the top. One thing I want to say here is this here. When we did Whited Out, I want y'all to understand. So when we put Whited Out together, Whited Out was not meant to replace Hebrew so-called Negro. Mm-hmm. It was not meant to replace the curses. Mm-hmm. It's not meant to replace those videos. It's something totally different. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Now let me give you an example of something. I had sent a brother of mine Whited Out, right? He saw Whited Out and he was amazed at what he saw and everything. We had a good long talk about it. I could never reach him about this stuff. But when he was Christianity, but when he saw Whited Out, he was blown away by it, right? Mm-hmm. So now when he saw Whited Out,
he had a question to me, right? And his question was, what mark? Isn't there a mark that the scripture talk about, right? That's supposed to be upon Yah's people that you can look at and it'll be some type of sign or something. And you know what I did? I said, yeah, the curses. So guess what I did? I sent them a link to the curses. Because see, that's how the Most High want us to be. It's not one against the other. Oh, this one better than that one better than this. It ain't even about that. These are like tools. Yeah, these are like tools. One is a wrench, one is a screwdriver. One can't replace the other. You understand? When you come to a part of the machine, okay, that has a screw, then you use a screwdriver. Okay, you come to a power machine that has a bolt on it, then you use a wrench. You understand what I'm saying here? So the Most High, yeah, exactly. So when I said that to him, and he had a chance to look at those. So basically, what we're trying to say is the Most High is giving everybody gifts. Okay, what they did with the curses was a blessing. It was a blessing. Any of you that haven't seen the curses, for goodness sake, go online and look up the curses video. Okay, it's a documentary. That's right, Hebrew so-called Negro by Yahya Bundale. Blessed documentary. Both of those documentaries I watched before I did White It Out. Okay, and they were a huge blessing to me and my family. You understand what I'm saying? So, but understand what I'm getting at though. There's no hating. Don't hate on something that somebody else is doing because y'all is using it to bless people.
Exactly.
My goodness.
Like with our friends, who was he was like the co-pastor. Remember what I told y'all about how the pastor walked in, they were all praising the Most High, and the pastor wasn't there at the church at the time they started praising the Most High. And so the co-pastor went up there and was encouraging the saints to praise the Most High, not praising Satan or no other crazy guy. He was encouraging them to praise the Most High. And the pastor walked in there and was upset at him leading the church into praising the Most High. He's like, that should have been my job. You weren't there in the first place, man.
You wasn't there. So how you gonna? I mean, if you're not there to do your job, then somebody else got to do it, right?
Exactly.
You know, that's almost like imagine this. Yeah, imagine this here. Let's say you got a boat on a trailer or something, right? And you notice that the hitch is coming loose and it's about to fall off and get rolled down the steep driveway, right into traffic. And you sitting there and you looking at it, right? And say, oh, but this is my dad's car and everything, so I'm gonna just let that hitch just fall on apart and just roll. And since Dad ain't here, I can't. I mean, think about what I'm saying here, you know. So basically, you know, it's
Again, we're a house divided.
Yeah.
You know, we're so busy looking at the other one and not wanting to give the other one any type of acknowledgement or not want someone to get ahead of you.
That's right.
Again, this is not about a race. This is not a competition. We're all trying to end up in the same place. And just pray to the Most High that He gives you your place and what you're supposed to be doing instead of hating on someone else.
Yeah.
You know, we had another sister who was saying, why are you all charging people for the documentary? Why don't you just give it out free? And I responded to her, I said, we do have it posted absolutely free. We do. It's posted online. And as a matter of fact, when part 2 comes out, it will be posted online free as well. And I went on to explain to her, although I shouldn't have had to explain this, that how do you think it's free for us to order the blank DVDs and the postage and the envelopes and the sleeves and all of this?
And the time putting it together and burning it.
Not even the time and all of that. We're just basically, I mean, most people, they sell documentaries or things like that, $20, $30, $40, $50. We're basically just covering our cost to send them and do all of this. You know, this is not a profit thing for us. We want the word out, which is why we list it for free online.
That's
and
right.
I'm trying to explain this to this sister, and she was like, well, still, you shouldn't be charging anyone. First of all, we sit here, we have 10 children, okay? We are not rich, okay? We have 10 children, and I would love to be able to send it out free to millions of people, but I just don't have the money like that, sister. So I said, you're welcome to cover all the cost of shipping this out to whomever wants it if you want to. I said, because we would be happy to ship it out if you want to say, since you're so concerned concerned about this, send us the money, and we will send it out free to whoever asks.
That's right.
And that's another prime example. This woman completely threw it out of her mind that I told her it is listed for free to be viewed online by anyone who wants to see it. She threw that out of her brain. She's so concerned about a few little penny dollars that we're getting to cover our costs.
Right.
That's an example of hating to the third degree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it to you? We're getting the word out.
Yeah.
We don't sell the gospel. We definitely appreciate those who support our ministry. We don't pump and pry people support us. We don't pump and pry people to do that. But we definitely appreciate those who appreciate the word enough to do that.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The donations do help, because we tell people pretty much, like, if you want to donate, that's fine. Donate, and if you need some CDs, we'll send you some CDs, basically. But the donations do help. They help because we have things that we have to do, and it's hard. It took me 3 years to put the first documentary out there.
Exactly.
3 years, okay? And that's because I have to do other things in between that time.
And a lot of research goes into
a lot of research. So that takes money. You understand? For me to be able to do those things and not be able to do some work to keep funds, and you know what I'm saying? So, so basically, we appreciate all of the donations that that people have sent us to help get things speedily. Now, White It Out 2, we've only been working on it for what, 2 months now? Mm-hmm. And that's pretty good considering 2 years or 3 years on the first one. Now we're down to just 2 months and I'm almost done with it, Mm-hmm. So we hope to have White It Out 2 done for you, those of you out there that's waiting. Within the next couple of weeks, we should have it done. So,
But again, I just said all that to say that why do we hate on each other so bad?
Exactly.
To the point where something like that is just swimming around in your head. You're so bothered by it.
Getting nightmares and
You having
insecurity.
nightmares. I don't get that.
I know.
I just don't get that. Our people are truly funny to me.
Yeah.
Our people are so funny. It's like
how come you
we'll
make it
sit
sound
back and
about-
we'll send Benny Hinn $1,000, or we'll send Creflo Dollar or Peter Popoff. We send all these hundreds of dollars every month.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars we send out to these places.
He send us our prayer cloth, He send you your prayer cloth in the mail, and you so happy to do it because this man done promised you all types of season, harvest, breakthrough, and favor. And because you fell for the bait, you want to sit back at us and look at us. And with a little bitty DVD that we are using to be a blessing to y'all's people.
Would give you a loaf of bread if you were starving.
Exactly. Peter Popoff wouldn't give you a loaf of bread if you were starving to death, like my mother just said.
Yeah.
These people don't care about you, and yet we send checks every single month. I'm like, okay, our people are
We
just
need to get our
so
priorities
twisted.
straight.
Like my son said, we need to get our priorities
That's right.
straight. And stop being so petty in the things that we concern ourselves with. Let's concern ourselves with how Mike Brown's mother is sleeping at night.
Yeah.
This woman probably having nightmares because she had to hear about how some racist bastard blew her son's brains out of his head.
Yeah.
You don't care about that though, okay?
Gets away with it.
And
Yeah.
gets away with it. And he sits up here and say the boy got demons. Or when I was sitting there and he was reaching into my car trying to take my weapons, I saw demons in his eyes.
Well,
we got
demons
this
coming out his own
devil.
eyes.
You know what he actually saw? He probably saw a reflection of himself in Mike Brown's eyes. So the reflection that he saw was the demon that he saw. Okay? But he killed our little brother. He put him down. He killed him, shot him 7 or 8 times. Okay? And some of you Israelites are more concerned with us talking about it and talking about you just bringing division, you causing division, you doing this, you doing that. But our sister and his dad are suffering. They're in pain right now.
That's right.
Y'all help
They
us.
they need to wake up.
That's
Y'all
right.
help us.
God help us. Okay, well, there's one more scripture I want to talk to you about, and this is Acts chapter 5, verse 38 through 40. And just to bring you up to date on what's going on here, the apostles was in prison, okay, by a certain sect. If you look at verse 17, it says a certain sect of the Sadducees, okay, because they were going about in different temples and places, and they were preaching about Yehoshua, okay. So when they were seized and they were bound and everything, and they were brought before this council, okay, This is what happened at this council. Listen to what this man said at this council. This is verse 38. It says, "And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, then it will come to naught. But if it be of Yah, ye cannot overthrow it, lest happily ye be found even to fight against Yah." And to him they agreed. And when they had caught the apostles, they beat them, and they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahushua, and let them go. Now, are you getting the message here? You see, and you see somebody out there, you ain't got to throw no stumbling block. Don't worry about it. Don't throw no stumbling block. Just sit there and say, you know what? If it be of God, then you can't stop it anyway. You're throwing stumbling blocks in front of people ain't going to stop it anyway, right? Exactly. You can't overthrow it. You can't stop it if it be of Yah. Right. You understand? So just sit back and say, hey, you know, hey, if Yah's in this thing, then it's going to continue. It's going to do nothing but what? Continue to grow, continue to bless people, because that's how Yah works.
And
you
if
see?
It's not of Yah, it shall come to naught.
It shall come to naught.
All on its own.
That's right. So on that note, I'm going to say shalom.
Shalom.